Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Steve Eaton. Boy, ain't no way, man.
I think we're ready. Well, hell yeah, everybody. Welcome back to Around the Reel. This is season 5 of the Around the Reel radio podcast. I like to repeat that. Season 5 of the Around the Reel podcast. Unbelievable. We've been doing this shit for 5 years, guys. That's an amazing feat for us. And I know there's a lot of other podcasters out there doing quite a bit of stuff like we are, and being filmmakers too, and just getting a lot of this shit done that they want to do, and building brands and making, companies and bringing people together and just collaborating and being successful at something then in this creative art field. It's an amazing thing to feel like we've managed to do that as a team so far. No, we still aren't at the point where we can do this for a living and making shit tons of cash and living this high life. Yeah, I might eat a steak once a week, but trust me, it's in the fucking cheap part of the goddamn, meat department. I'm going and looking at the shit they had the last day that still doesn't look brown. Right? That's what I'm doing. Or they're on sale. I love sales. Yep, all day long. But anyway, it's kind of fun to see us get this far and the effort that we've put in to make that happen. And that's a great thing. So here we are now. I'm going to be babbling by myself here for this first episode in season 5, just to reintroduce everybody to the show, to get us back on track, and to let the audience know, what kind of changes you're going to see this year on this podcast, and some of the things that we hope to be bringing to you as listeners, as viewers, and as fans and friends, family, everybody that we've ever met and have worked with, I know has listened to this program. And to us, that's pretty exciting. I'm not changing this, though. This martini shit will still continue, just so you guys know. And just so you know, since I'm brown, I like salt on everything. I'm probably going to have a heart attack one of these days. I know my blood pressure's probably off the roof, but it's fine. But I do a dirty martini with a salt rim. I always have. That's just so you guys know, FYI. Thought that might be important for somebody. I don't know. It probably isn't. Probably don't give a shit. Anyway, so here we are. Season 5. I want to start the show off by talking a little bit about life in general. And as you guys know, we named this podcast Around the Reel for a reason. It was to make sure that not only was this cool anagram kind of thing, reel, like a movie reel, back there, and then real, like, what the fuck? Are you real or not? Are you fake or not? Are you a bitch ass or are you a fucking down bro? Like, that's the kind of reel we wanted to do. Excuse me. And with life, we've shared quite a bit of our stories here on Around the Reel. Sometimes they've been all great. Sometimes they've been bad. Sometimes we've had arguments on our show. People have left. Hosts have left because they were pissed off, right? And that's the reality. Not all the time can you have like this kind of fake bravado. You just can't do it, especially when people are really close together and a family. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. Don't tell them you guys don't fight at home with your fucking spouses or your partners or your kids. I mean, that shit happens. You get pissed off. Shit doesn't go right. We're all people. We have different viewpoints, perspectives. We have something to say. Do we say it or not? Do we keep it to ourselves or do we let it out? I don't know. I've always been the type of person to just let it out. And that's not always the right move. It definitely is not the right move all the time. But there's a sense of honesty that comes with it and consequences. So that's something that happens. I'm not going to sit here and say that keeping your mouth shut's a bad thing. But I don't necessarily think you're going to solve a lot of your predicaments by not voicing them. You know, you can talk to yourself all day long and you can answer any way you want. You're always going to kind of answer the way you want to answer. You know, like if you're sitting on the couch and you're watching a fucking movie and you're just fucking lazy that day, and you know you got shit to do that you should be doing to better something, whether it's a relationship or work or your whatever, you're going for a walk with the fucking dog. You just don't want to do it. And then that little voice pops in your head and says, yeah, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Who gives a shit? This movie's badass. Watch a movie. Chill. You deserve it. You deserve it. And then you sit there. And you watch the movie. And then later, you don't feel really good about yourself, do you? Sometimes you kind of go, fuck, I should have got that shit done. I could have just did it. Why'd I procrastinate? I hate myself. And then this bad self-talk starts happening, right? You can't do that either. So, I don't know. I always kind of just voice my opinions and how I feel out loud, so everybody fucking knows. So they know where dad's at. They know where their spouse is at, or partner. They will know. They will know. But life, guys, life is a crazy thing. It's not something that is a guarantee. We all know that. But it's also something you can't really predict. You just can't. You never know what could happen. And that's positive or negative. You know, I'm all about balance. I think having balance is one of the key things that's a healthy way to look at things. And maybe that's from Karate Kid. I don't fucking know. You know, I felt that way since I was a kid. Kind of funny how Miyagi was talking about that being important. But, you know, having balance in your life is something that I think is vital to having a smile every day. Feeling accomplished, happy, content. Because, you know, joy. Having joy. You know, there's this little thing we always say, like, God, I just want to be fucking happy. I just want to be happy. Happy comes in small fucking doses. You know, it's a chocolate chip cookie when you really want one with some milk. You know, it's a 5-second orgasm. You know, it's when you smoke that cigarette and it just hits right. Those moments don't last very long. But joy does. Joy means that you have found something that a lot of people have not been able to grasp onto. And I think joy is what I try to strive for every day, no matter what. And I know a lot of our teammates do the same here at CCC. I think that's a vital thing for a person. You have joy in what you're doing. You have joy in the life you're living. You have joy with the people you surround yourself by. Then you're going to find happiness lasts longer. At least that's what I think. Anyway, so yeah, we've been going through some stuff here in life. All of us have. I know that on the planet. It's crazy out there. Crazy. Absolutely bonkers what people are saying and doing, how they're acting and behaving. And then that's not even considering the fact that you have your home life and you have things in your home and people you love that you care about, and life hits them too. And things can change. And that's kind of our guide this year on our show, change. Like we have a new show format. The new show is going to be formatted just a tad differently. We're still going to have fucking music. I'm sorry. If anybody out there listens to this show, doesn't like the music or sound effects, they can fuck off, don't listen. I don't care. That to me fills the air with a positive vibe, you know? And I listen to a lot of podcasts, and sometimes I'm sitting there going, God, I hate this silence. It's just so dry. Ugh. I'm from the fucking 80s, man. You know, I heard music walking to the bus. I had a fucking Sony Walkman right on my hip. You know, there's music playing everywhere you fucking went. Every TV show was banging some Duran Duran or Huey Lewis. It was playing all the time. I walk through my day, even if I'm not on my earbud, listening to music in my head. Seeing people walk down the street, and I'm like, a song would hit, and I'm like, oh, that song goes with him walking down the street. Oh, look at this lady over here with the walker. This song goes with her. You know, look at this guy yelling in his car. I know what song he's playing right now. You know, music's always playing. So that's still going to be a staple on the show. But we do have some changes that we're making. And this goes back to the life thing I was talking about. So, as you know, for the last 4 years, Samantha, Hannah, Chuck, and I have been the host of Around the Reel. And we've had a blast meeting creatives from all over the world. talking to all you guys, from actors to filmmakers, musicians, artists. I mean, we've talked to everybody. You guys know, if you've been following and listening, at least to some of the shows, you get the idea of what we've been doing. However, things change. So since this is a real program, I'm going to let you guys know that Samantha will no longer be a host on Around the Reel. And it's unfortunate because she's a fucking fantastic host. She's a fantastic person. She's done so many amazing things with her films and on this show, and coordinating so many different people at once to become a part of the Around the Reel family, like what she used to say. But she's really trying to pull back on the creative industry right now and deal with a lot of things she needs to deal with in her life. And she's taking a step back at this time. Now, I'm not a forever person, right? I believe that, we get to come back, like what Rick Grimes said in season 3 of actually it was season 4 of Walking Dead. People can change and we get to come back. So as of now, Samantha will not be on Around the Reel. But we do have another host who will be joining us off and on throughout. So Chuck and I will be your hosts on this show. And we started this show together. Episode 1 was, in fact, just Chuck and I. And that was 5 years ago, where he and I just sat down with the most ghetto mics we had and started talking, and we had a blast. Samantha was there, didn't want to be a part of it. But by episode 2, she didn't have a mic in her face, but she was talking from the bleachers. She had something to say on the show in the background. And by episode 3, she jumped in and has been a host ever since. But, Chuck and I have been carrying this show very seriously since day one. We've always wanted to have a platform not only for ourselves to vent and talk and share, but also have a platform for others to do the same. And also we could learn from one another. And that was very important for us when we started this journey. So Chuck and I will be your hosts on this program. We also, though, will be bringing in Steve Eaton as a guest host every once in a while. Whenever his schedule opens up for him to do it, he will be here with us. And he's one of those guys that's got so much knowledge and so much fun, positive vibes coming from him that I know he'll only help enhance what we want to do here. And I can't wait for you guys to get to know him even better. He's a great dude, one of the best artists I've ever met. Dude can do fucking anything on a movie set, anything. Doesn't matter what it is, he can get it fucking done. And not only that, he's one hell of a good guy, and genuinely gives a shit about people. And if you've been out there and you've ever met Steve, you know what I'm talking about. And if you have met Steve and you've got a problem with him, you're not okay. This guy is one of the nicest dudes on the planet, and he's also got one of the best minds I've ever met. So for you or anybody else out there that you should probably relook at that relationship you have with him, because he is genuinely one of the best people I know. So, and he's going to be a host here too. So that's great stuff. So that's where we're at. Okay. So Around the Reel has been, for me personally, something I've always wanted to do pretty much my entire life when I started listening to radio. It was a big deal for me. I grew up listening to Howard Stern, T-Man in the Morning up here in Seattle. That guy got me through so much during a period of my life where, I was a garbage man. I woke up at fucking, 4:30 in the morning, had to be in the truck dumping people's fucking trash by 6 a.m. And, at 6 a.m. I turned that radio on and I heard, da da da. T-Man. Dude was on the air for a very long time and super inspired me with his format and his show and the way he was able to make me smile and laugh on a day-to-day basis. It was awesome thing to listen to, and that's kind of what I've got the vibe for. I really wanted to have a very educational and yet informative show, but really have fucking fun with it and laugh and joke and tease and remember what makes us all special, and being able to joke around with people is one thing I think on this planet that needs to happen more. And I ain't bullshitting there. That needs to happen. People need to get their sense of humors back. Like, this sensitivity thing is one thing, but god damn it, there's nothing wrong with making fun of yourself or anybody else, and I don't give a shit what anybody says about that. You will not change my mind. Laughter is the only thing that has probably kept me sane my entire life. That's it. That's it. There's a huge difference between someone being really, really mean on purpose and someone fucking around. There's a difference. And in this day and age, I think trust is out the window and no one trusts anybody anymore. It's like the Thing. I feel like Kurt Russell. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. And that's too bad. But trust is something that is earned. So we're going to try to earn your trust with our show again. Get you back into it. Make some smiles happen and laughs. I think that's key. Okay, so how long am I going? I'm not going to make this long, guys. This is going to be probably about a half-hour show, just to get everything rolling again on season 5. We've got a lot of great guests lined up this year, and I'm super excited to not only keep the trend going with interviewing new creatives in the industries that we want to dive into, people who have just starting out, and we're really pushing to get more named people on this show. We've had a few over the years that really surprised us, from Alex Proyas, the director of The Crow, to Robert Lasardo, to Tom Skerritt. You know, we've had some major names on this program, which has been very fun for us and nostalgic. But at the same time, you know, we want to bring you guys more conversations with people like that, where we can actually dig into their backgrounds and their experience in the filmmaking industry, especially, and to give us a real lowdown on how they feel about it. And I think that's really important to try to get out of people. So one of the things we are going to be focusing on this year, at least I am, is really going to have some deep diving questions for people. So if you're a guest on this show, whether you're new or not, and you come in here on the air with us, be ready to answer some real fucking questions, and don't give me no bullshit answers. I'm going to fucking dig. I want to dig, not only for the audience, but for myself. I want to know why, how, when, what. I need to know these things about you, because then I think it will help us in the ways we need to still figure out the whys and the whats and the wheres and the hows. I think it's vital. And we're really going to dig in on that and really have some fun conversations with people. We always try to do that. We get a little goofy sometimes. We talk over each other sometimes. We're going to knock that shit off. You know, if somebody's talking, we need to fucking stop talking. Period. Shut the fuck up and listen once in a while. Especially me. Maybe that's why I'm doing a show by myself, so no one interrupts me. Fuckers. Anyway, so that format's going to be exciting for us to dive into more, and the guests that we have coming on the show this year. Try to really have the schedule be a little more consistent. We may start out a little slow. We may only do a couple a month here, but that could change. I don't know for sure. But we're definitely going to be pushing the envelope and at least doing one a week again, like we used to. We had a lot of people following us at a time where, you know, we were getting messages left and right about, oh, no show this week, no show this week. And I don't want to do that to you guys. If you guys are really enjoying this, it's getting you through your fucking day when you're driving to work one day or sitting at the office and you got your fucking headbutt in and you're just, you know, zoning out and you want to hear somebody talking shit. You know, that's this show. That's what we need to do for you. And we're going to be here and keep doing it. I do have some notes here, guys. So if I keep looking over, that's what I'm doing. I just want to make sure I cover all these points that I want to cover. Yeah. Go off script, though, for a second, I think, soon. There's something I want to talk to everybody about. And it kind of refers back to the life thing. And I think that's kind of a big thing on my mind right now, because there's a lot of things that have been going on in my life that has been challenging. And I think that, you know, we all have those moments in our lives that we question everything and everybody. And I've been through that many times, but here's the thing. I'm 51 years old now. And for some reason, I feel a little bit better about accepting things not going my way or the way I hope things would go. And I don't feel anxiety about it. I don't feel angry about it. I don't feel confused about it. I'm sad. But it's not debilitating, if that makes sense. You know, if I listen to a certain song on the radio, the on Apple Music. You know, I might tear up a little bit. And then 5 minutes later, I'm fine. And that's okay. Music kind of sucks because it can pull shit out of you at times when you're not ready for it. But it's still a healthy thing. So if you noticed online, if you follow, you know, myself or CCC or anything, especially my page, you're going to see sometimes some posts that make you go, what the fuck? What, Aaron, what, you all right, bro? You know, what's going on? I had a few this last couple weeks where I had a lot of shit on my mind and I wanted to get it out. Like I said, I don't like to hold things in. Okay, I don't. I made a post about enablers, and this one is a big deal for me. You know, and enabling, it doesn't even sound like a bad word here. Let me do something here real quick. Let's look up the word enable, or enabler. Let's look that up real quick. Okay, here we go. So, enabler. Definition. A person or thing that makes something possible. The people who run these workshops are enablers. Okay? That's one definition of it. A person or thing that makes something possible. That does not sound that bad. That sounds like something good, right? And it should be. An enabler means they're trying to help. But here's the second definition. A person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructive behavior in another. A person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructive behavior in another. Why would somebody do that? We all know why. It's because that person isn't happy about themselves, right? They look at themselves as a failure, and they don't want anybody to do any better. So they will encourage you to fuck up, to have doubt, to point the finger at everybody else as the problem, to make sure that they're in your corner and that you believe they're in your corner, helping them, supporting them in their time of need. And in that same moment, these motherfuckers are actually attributing to your self-destruction. That's what's happening. That's what enablers, in that second definition, do. They're pieces of shit. They really are. I lack empathy for people in general. I'm a sympathetic person, but I'm not an empath. However, I have zero sympathy. Zero. For people like that. I don't care how sick you are. I really don't. I feel like Bruce Willis in Last Boy Scout when he catches Damon Wayans in the bathroom doing coke in his house. And we all know from watching the film how shitty Bruce Willis's life was. And he looked at Wayans' character and threw the towel at him and told him, my life sucks too. I don't do it and I get by. Get the fuck out of my house. That right there is how I feel. You know, don't enable people to do bad things, self-destructive things. But if you can't help it, you're a piece of shit. To me, you are a piece of shit. That is one of the meanest and cruelest things to do. It's so self-centered. It's amazing that there's people out there that actually can't see that they're doing that. And to me, that is one of the grossest things on the planet. So I wanted to bring that up because I think it's vital. You know, we could flip the switch on that word and change it completely. Like, you can enable somebody to be great. You don't have to enable them to be destructive and bad and ruin their chances to succeed. You know, there's people out there in this industry that want to stop you from being successful because they can't do it. They want to beat you. They want to get better. They want to be there faster than you. They don't want to see you beat them. They can't take it. They can't be happy for you. They can't. And that's fine. They don't have to be. But don't be self-destructive on someone else. Like, don't take your shit out on somebody else. If you want to have a shitty life, do your shitty shit. But why are you fucking with them? Because you can't see it? Then stop looking. You know, don't be around them. If you can't, watch your fucking mouth. But they can. And they know they can. They know what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose, guys. They're doing these things to make sure that you don't succeed. They don't want you to do better. They don't want you to do better. They just don't. It's like them looking in the mirror and they'll feel bad about themselves and they can't face themselves. They can't. They can't. These are the same people that will lie to you. They'll be full of shit. If you have a bad day, they got a worse day. You know, they're always going to be the victim. Always. Always. Don't let those people in your life. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, that are doing things that you want to do, or are like-minded. Stay in that lane. You stay in that lane, you're going to have more success. You'll actually get there faster. I had a friend of mine tell me that his dad used to say that. Like, surround yourself with people that are like-minded or better than you. You'll get to your goal faster that way. And he's absolutely right. He couldn't be more right. That's genuinely the way to go. So I want to make sure that anybody who listens to this show, ask yourself that question. Do you have someone who's enabling you in your life positively or negatively? Do you have somebody who is actually supporting your dreams or someone who's shitting on them? Who's telling you it's stupid to try to make movies? It's stupid. You can't be an actor. How are you going to make any money? Or you're going to play music? Or you're going to be a model? Okay. You know, you got people like that in your ear? Fuck them. Fuck them. Get them out of your ear, you know? Don't listen to that bullshit. Don't. You got other people that are actually out there that want to support you, that are genuinely happy to see people succeed. Find those people. They're out there. Find them. I've found them. I have. They're real. They're real people. They really genuinely love you and what you're doing. They genuinely are happy to see the success, to see the strides forward, to see the dream become a little bit more and more clear. You know, you could do this shit your entire life and never make it to your goal. We all know this. But I don't think we all do it for that reason. Yeah, we all have drive. We all want to make it, right? For the most part. But, you know, there is no guarantee that we're going to make money at filmmaking, for example, or being a model, or being an artist in any way, shape, or form. Musician. You don't know. You can make pennies on the dollar. Piece of cake. More time and no money, and you'll still be working that day job the rest of your life. You retire, and then it's over. But here's the thing. You're going to do this shit anyway. It's in your blood. It's in your soul. You have to make stuff. So just make stuff. And don't worry about the other thing. You know, if you're pursuing it as a business, show business, if you're pursuing it, then yes, focus on that as well, just as much as the art. Balance it out and do both. Make it happen and take strides in the right direction. You don't have to get there overnight, people. You know, and you may never get there. I'm aware of that. But do you really think I'm going to stop doing and making things because I may not make enough money to sustain myself and my family from the filmmaking industry? No. I will find a way to keep making movies, even if I got to work in a shitty job like I've done many, many times. I wouldn't be making movies if I listened to a majority of the people in my life that questioned what I was doing, that laughed at me when I said I made films, that pretty much mocked me and thought, oh, you're making pornos, you know, all that bullshit, you know, and they just don't, oh, you don't even have a real job, dude. You're just asking people for money to make your movies. You know, fuck those people, guys. They don't get it. They don't understand anything other than the same old fucking old school thought process. You fucking just go to work. You grind it out. Ooh, this weekend, guess what? I have to work. I'm getting OT. I'm getting time and a half. That's time you're never going to get back, motherfucker. You're never going to get it back. Your time is worth $40 an hour? I don't understand. That's what my life is worth? Some fucker punching in and punching out on my number or the, employee ID. Give me a break. That to me, that's not living. That's surviving. That's surviving. And I get it. This shit's not for everybody. But those of you who do this and really know it's for you, then I say you keep doing it and you find a way to keep doing it. No matter what anybody says. And you find those people out there that support that idea, that dream, that goal of yours. And you genuinely will know when you find them. And you hold on to them. And you look for people better. Like if I could hang out with Spielberg for a week, bruh, that would be great. You know what you could fucking learn, see and hear? How much that might inspire you to do things even better than you think you're doing now and learn new avenues and new tricks and ways to probably do something. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a matter of he might look at you and go, fuck, dude, I didn't do anything any different than you, and I just make movies. He just kept making. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what kind of breaks Spielberg had or anybody else, but if you listen to people like that, even Tarantino, if you really listen to that man, he will tell you to go make your fucking movie. Don't fucking sit around and wait. Just go fucking make it. Have fun. Make your shit. No story is the same. You make your movie. It's never been made before. So make your movie. That's real shit. And I love that stuff. Anyway, guys. Okay, so sorry. I'm going to get back on topic here real quick before we end the show today. This season of Around the Reel is going to be explosive. Like I said before, we're going to have some great guests this year. We're going to talk about the topics you guys need to hear as filmmakers and artists and creatives. If you're in show business and you want to make this your goal and living, you want to listen to this fucking show. Because we are not going to be shying away from anything. We'll share numbers. We'll share how to get your movie out there. We'll share other people's stories and how they've made it and what steps they took to get there. And everybody's different, guys. But at the same time, you're going to see how we're all the same. It's going to be some weird commonality, I guarantee you, through all of it. And I'm not going to care. If they're in Hollywood and they've kicked ass and they've made blockbuster films, their story will be just as similar as you just starting out. I promise you. I promise you that. I've talked to B-list actors. I've talked to A-list actors and directors. I've heard their stories. They're no fucking different than you. We have this idea that it is, but it isn't. It just isn't. Anyway, I'm happy to be back. We're happy to be back. Can't wait to get the show started again. This is season 1, or episode 1, of the Around the Reel podcast, season 5. And I am one of your hosts, Aaron Carlson, and I'm going to pull a Chuck here. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, think hard, because you're thinking anyway. We'll see you guys later. Hey, would you like to be a guest on the Around the Reel podcast? If so, just reach out to aroundthereel253@gmail.com. That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com. And remember, keep punching, don't quit, and follow your dream.